I got it silent. Well, I don't know why I got it silent. The phone. Okay. Good morning, Springfield. It's Steve McAllister with Silver Linings. We're glad we're Matt. You're making me laugh. Anyway, good morning. It's kind of cloudy, and it's supposed to rain, but it's September 1st. What do you think? Oh yeah. This is one of my favorite songs from Matt and the Good News Band. Well, it's September 1st, and it's the Burr months, is what my friend Bobby would call the Burr months, September through December. So, and I don't want it to be Burr yet. It's nice.
I want it to be Burr. I want it to be Burr.
Well, it's been too hot for too long, but I can deal with 85 degrees. It's a real cool down from last week. It is. It's a real cool down. So let's get a little serious here. Louisiana has gone through a lot of turmoil in the last, I would say, 36 hours, and we need to pray for them. I'm not sure. I know Convoy of Hope, not a sponsor, is planning on being there. No, seriously, there's many people that are going down to Louisiana to help, and I know the Southern Baptist is probably going to be deployed here soon. The Yellow Hats is what we call them. I'm trained as one of them, so I don't know if I'll be deployed or not. But anyway, just pray for Louisiana and pray for Mississippi. I heard this morning that they got some bad weather, and of course there's flash flooding now. So just keep your get in your prayer closet, whatever you need to do, and just pray for Louisiana and their folks down there, and then pray for Afghanistan as well. I heard this morning that there's either missionaries or Christians that are trapped in a house. They're trapped in their houses, and the Taliban has now taken over pretty much all of that area, Afghanistan and Kabul, and they actually told one of the missionaries, they said, if we see any of you, we're going to decapitate you. So just pray for the people, that the Americans that are left in Afghanistan and Louisiana. Those are my two top prayer requests this morning. My guest I was going to have this morning, Dr. Muller, please pray for her. She woke up with a swollen, sore throat, and she's not feeling very well this morning, and we're all hoping that it's not COVID. But pray for her. She's not feeling very well, and so we'll have her back on in a couple weeks, and we want you to remember all those that are affected with COVID. Just remember them and their families. There's a lot of COVID still going on, and I'm not going to get into the politics of things. I'm just going to say pray for those that are vaccinated or not vaccinated, and we want to wish you guys all a happy fall coming up. Now I'm going to try to lighten things up a little bit. I guess what I'm going to have is the first and the third Wednesday. I've already checked to find out if this is okay, but I think I'm going to have a new segment called Hope, Health, and Healing after the conference that we had a couple weeks ago in Branson through Braveheart Workshops with Jill Reynolds. She's going to be my guest here soon, and she's the CEO of that workshop, and God told her to put this conference together, and like she said, the speakers came to her. So these speakers that came to her were, I think it was a divine appointment is what it is. And I think that with these speakers, I also got a chance to listen to each and every one of these speakers, and I would say the majority of them are going to be guests throughout the rest of the year on my show. And we're going to be talking, Dr. Marla is going to be my co-host at that time. And so we're going to have these ladies and one gentleman that I'm aware of that are going to be part of that segment. So just pray for me and pray for our show, Silver Linings, and pray for those speakers that are going to be coming on. I'm not going to go into detail on the speakers until they're here because a lot of them got a long list of accolades, but I do want to touch on hope, health, and healing a little bit today. God gave us hope and he gave us health, and he certainly is a great physician, and the great physician has healed me several times. And oh, one more prayer request before I forget, what I almost did. My wife Rachel is going through a lot right now. She found out she had rheumatoid arthritis, and see, there's the healing part right there. And she also found out that she has to have gallbladder surgery, and so this is her first operation since I think she was a little kid, a baby almost. So she's kind of like nervous. So be praying for her as well, if you could put that on your prayer list. So being healthy is good, but if you're not healthy, we know who the great physician is, and depending on what your health situation is, just remember that God will heal you. By his stripes you are healed. So we got to remember that. And so a good friend Matt, he was just talking about sinuses. I'm telling you, sinuses. If you have allergies or sinuses or whatever, this weather here that we've been having has been silly. And so it's wreaking havoc on a few of us. So just pray for those. Also, there's a lot of prayer that we need to have anyway. We need to get into our prayer closet every day, every morning, whatever time of day that you feel best to go into your prayer closet and just pray for God's healing of this land as well. This land really needs a lot of healing. And so pray for America, pray for our president, pray for our government and leaders, and hopefully things will turn around here soon. And we hope that that oh man, I just lost my train of thought. Maybe I'll find it. Anyway, the shows that are coming up are gonna. I've got so many different walks of life, people that are going to be my guests, coming from all walks of life, and some of these have so many challenges, and had challenges, still going through some challenges, and we're also going to be doing some taste tests again, so that'll be fun. Some different, whether they're candy or different food, and I do plan on having somebody here that's going to be talking about pasties that it was homemade. They're homemade recipes from the UK, and so he'll be here talking about that. I'm not going to go into detail who it is yet. I'll just have to surprise Matt and whoever's here about the pasties. About gentleman coming in, he's bringing in pasties for the crew.
Pasties for the crew?
Yeah, pasties for the crew.
I'll eat some pasties. I keep trying to call them pasties.
Bangers and mash and cheeseburger and cheeseburger pasty. I'm like, cheeseburger pasty? What in the world? So I had one, and it was like having cheeseburger on a real thick crust. Hey there, Matt.
Hey, I didn't want you to have to struggle through the whole show, so
I appreciate. I was really starting to go.
It's been a while since I've been on here, actually.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been by myself. I'm glad too.
Well, the thing is, my vacation from Axe is officially over.
Oh yeah, that's right. Today's September.
Well,
1st.
I mean, and things might change up, but it's not going to change right away. I got to log in here so that we can visit with people, because we might have like Larry and Jackie and stuff might be.
yeah,
might be watching.
Jackie's going to be at the church today, and so, but I already took care of my prayer requests.
Did you?
Yeah, she's really good. Jackie's really good at getting the word out there to, hey, make sure you give your prayer request to me. And
Oh yeah. She does. She does that, and she's a good woman. Her and Larry Melton both are just amazing people. So
yeah, they are. Was Larry hurting on Sunday? Because he didn't look like him. He didn't act like himself.
well, he probably was. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I thought. Rachel's like, is Larry okay? And I'm like, I think he's hurt. And I'm like, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So Larry, if you're hurting, God bless you, brother.
Sorry, I'm trying to log into this thing.
Yeah, we all.
There we are. I am going to turn the Wi-Fi off, and because I actually go through what was I even saying? I actually go through my mobile data whenever I'm on here. So I just got to log into Facebook. Here we go. So good morning, everybody. I kind of just hopped on here and started taking it over.
Go ahead, Matt.
I'm sorry. I was late getting here today. Expect the unexpected. I was late getting here today. So the reason we got started late was my fault. I was thinking yesterday was Monday and that today was Tuesday.
I did too.
And it rained the day before, and just like for like 20 minutes. And anytime it does that, if it hasn't rained in a long time and then the rain hits the ground and then goes away, my sinuses, my allergies and my sinuses beat the living ever loving out of me. It's like you guys can probably hear it in my voice right now. So sinuses are all draining, but it's better than usually. This side here stops up completely, and then like the drainage on my vocal cords. It's not COVID or anything, because I can smell and taste everything, but I developed these allergies. Probably right as COVID hit the first time. Really bad time to develop seasonal allergies, let me tell you. So good morning, Becky Green. Good morning, Julie Suter. Good morning.
Good morning, Becky.
Susan Burrows.
Susan.
Or as I like to say, hi, everybody.
I miss that. There's a lot of people that I know of right now that miss that when you say, hi, everybody. I watched the rerun of your dad when he did.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everyone. He said it like, just a little bit.
I was like, okay, he's trying.
Yeah, I watched that too. Good morning. Hey, Mo Crete. I wonder who that might be.
Mo Crete, what's up?
That might be Pastor. Now I've got a green shirt on underneath this black shirt, so it looks like I got like a flap on my that you can see through. Like you can't see it there.
It almost looks like a priest collar.
It does. It does almost look like a priest collar, but it's you can definitely tell whenever I'm out of the screen and I back up. It all turns black. It's funny. So
interesting.
Yeah. Expect the unexpected. Matt being late this morning.
Well, no, I got
1 day a week that I got to try to be on time, and I missed it.
Oh man, no.
I came in and Steve was like, "Oh, thank God." I was like, "Sorry." So we logged into your Facebook so that way, or to our Wi-Fi, so that way next time that happens, you can like call me on Facebook and be like, "Hey, are you awake?" Because you've probably been here since 7:30. I get here at like 10 minutes till. I'm like scrambling to get everything turned on. Oh man.
Well, no, it's because I did the same thing. I'm thinking, no, wait a minute. Now Matt's not usually this late. Is there something going on? Because unfortunately my phone was turned off, but tomorrow it will be turned back on.
Yeah, you got to do something about that, man. We got to be able to get a hold of you.
So I got a WhatsApp. I'll tell you about that later. But you can actually, when somebody's phone is turned off, or you can actually call that person, and it's free.
But you have to be logged into internet somewhere,
Yes.
like Wi-Fi.
yes.
You can do the same thing with Facebook Messenger. The exact same thing. Like yesterday, I couldn't get a hold of Mom. Her phone has been acting up, but it wasn't ringing. She wasn't hearing it ringing. So that's kind of important to have a working phone whenever you're an elderly person.
Right.
And I couldn't reach her on her regular phone, so I just dialed her up on Facebook. And thank goodness it's easy to figure out. She just saw my face up there. I was like, what? And I'm pretty sure it rang weird. Didn't sound like whenever I call.
It does a brrr or some
So I
sort
had
of
to do
weird
it
thing.
twice. I had to call her twice. She finally figured out, hit the, answer. Boom. So
Oh, that must be Matt.
Yeah. she said, well, I knew it was you, but I had never heard it before. Well, that's fine. Expect the unexpected, Mom. That's what I
Yeah,
say.
that's what Cindy does. She'll call me on Facebook Messenger once in a while, and I'm like, I'll hear this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, what is that? Oh,
How did that go again?
That's about what it sounds like.
Yeah, and it's definitely interesting. I remember the first call I ever got on on Facebook Messenger. It
Yep.
was like, what?
I
I'm gonna
know.
have to turn that AC back on. I turned it off because I thought it was being too loud. So are you cold? Are you comfortable?
I'm comfortable.
Okay. I
but
don't
if
want
you
you to
need
be
it-
freezing. I don't want you to be freezing. Becky says laugh out loud. She's got the laughing, crying face. So-
Bless your heart, Becky, and thank you, Becky, for the comment that you made about my video. She saw the I Can Only Imagine video.
Oh yeah.
She hadn't seen it yet.
She hadn't seen it yet?
No, and she wants you and Brenda to sing that Sunday.
I can only imagine. It's a hard song to sing, believe it or not.
I didn't think so, but yeah, you're right. I mean, Bart did a great job at writing that and putting that together.
The only reason I got the door closed over there is because I don't want to make the AC guy nervous. He looked kind of nervous when he walked by. And then I walked back there to make a pot of coffee, and I scared him. I'm like, putting in some drainage, huh? And he's like, it's like, sorry, man, I didn't mean to scare you. It was pretty.
Expect the
it was-
unexpected.
expect the unexpected. That's
Well, it happens, especially when you're in tune to what you're doing.
oh yeah,
And you get interrupted. It's like, whoa.
yeah. Especially whenever you don't know that there's going to be people in the building that you're working on, and then you walk by a room and there's two guys sitting here. Sorry, and it's very obviously a studio. That makes people nervous, like right away.
Especially when there's people in it and there's microphones and, it's like, am I going to be on the air?
Susan says, laugh out loud. It scared me the first time that I got a messenger phone call. That ringtone was so weird. And it is. It's very weird.
Yep. And that's the only ringtone that I think is universal. I don't think there is another ringtone you can have with that. I think it's just universal because it's Facebook. So, but it would be nice to have different ringtones for that one too.
Yeah. And I tell you what, I am convinced that the mail person has not been coming here. Usually we have more mail by now. Every day I check it. I check it every day. And nothing. Yesterday, I'm kind of expecting something in the mail, and nothing yesterday.
No news is good news.
And I was talking to the lady from across the hall. Well, I say across the hall, it's across the parking lot. And she was like, sometimes they don't even come at all. I was like, is that even allowed?
Really?
Like, do they have like, I mean, I guess it'd be easy to, the post office has been around for a long time. You'd think they would have like contingencies in place if somebody like calls in on their route or what have you. Because I mean, let's face it, folks, this COVID thing is horrible for people.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's scared to death about catching it, about their friends catching it, justifiably so, understandably so.
Right. It is real.
It is real. Believe me. Believe me. We all know that it's real. You caught it. I caught it. Dad caught it and died. Mom caught it. Brother and sister-in-law caught it. The only people that in my life that haven't caught it that I'm aware of is Jay and Barney
And Johnny Rooster.
and Johnny. Well, Johnny Rooster. But the thing is, they may have caught it.
And didn't know it.
Yeah. Somebody said something the other day about one of the nurses at a plasma center had said that they have noticed that people that are O positive, I think, O blood type, are not catching it, or they're not showing symptoms.
I'm all positive.
You're O positive? Okay, well, shot that right. See, folks, expect the unexpected here on Silver Linings. There is a silver lining to it, though.
Yes, there is.
I mean, I caught it once, so I know how it is. I can handle the sickness. The sickness, it sucks. You don't feel good, but it's the psychological effects afterwards that I am not. That was a nightmare. That was a nightmare and a half. And my doctor had told me that a lot of his patients that have had COVID are calling with the same symptoms that have never had symptoms of anxiety, depression, or over empathy. I don't know how he said it, but the empathy factors in your brain or whatever it is are overfiring. So you're feeling more for people than you normally would. So it's like, oh man, I hope they don't get sick and die. And then you start thinking about the pain that they'll go through. And it is a nightmare. So, and I remember thinking, man, if I had to live like this every day, I understand where people are coming from whenever they contemplate ending their life. I never actually contemplated ending my life. I would not do that. I have too much to live for. Jesus Christ being the main one, but family is another. So I just gritted my teeth and bared through it, with my doctor's help and some anxiety meds for acute anxiety, things like that. But and it finally went away a couple months ago. I haven't needed to even think about anxiety meds or anything.
I was going to ask you, how is that going? Because I know you did struggle with it.
Oh yeah, right here on the air. People saw my anxiety attack hit on the air. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was so bad that last time that I had to get up and walk out of the room.
Yep.
It was bad. I remember that day.
So
I remember looking at Jay, and all of a sudden he went a little blurry there for a second. I'm like, uh-oh. And my heart started racing. I'm like, I'm having a panic attack right now. He's like, well, you can go ahead and you can stand up and go in the other room or whatever you need to do.
I got this.
Yeah, you were there that day, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
It was a bad day. Ever since the pandemic, our mail service has been delivering mail in Arkansas on Sundays.
Yeah, I heard something about that a while back, and I'm like, really? It hasn't stopped yet, Susan?
The only thing the Springfield Post Office delivers is packages. Well, how do we get?
Now I know.
How do we get mail if
well, with where we're at White River, the apartment complex that we're at.
Becky says ever since she retired from the post office, now the post office is so bad. She says.
But I remember when they first had the pandemic, when that first hit, the post office said, well, we're going to start delivering mail, but we're going to start holding your mail, because they didn't want to come to the delivery spot, the mailboxes. And so they had to hold the mail. And so I'm like, well, how are we going to get any mail? But they held the mail and we had to call the annex or whatever to see if we could go pick up our mail. Like, how are we going to get our mail, and then.
Oh, on Sunday. She said, okay.
And then packages, they wouldn't allow, the office would not allow packages to be dropped off there. They would have to be dropped off at the door, at your door.
Yeah, and they probably ran it through a what you call it, who's it,
That
what is-
one.
what is it called?
Did you use it?
A sanitizer light or whatever.
Yeah.
A debacterializer. I don't know. It's one of those UV
Yeah.
lights that kills bacteria and viruses. So you basically just give them really bad sunburns and they die from it. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
I've been in a tanning bed for too
I was
long.
just
It's
gonna
not
say.
a good feeling. Tanning bed burns last a lot longer than regular sunburns, by the way.
I'd rather have a regular sunburn than a sunburn.
Jordan, hello, son o' mine. He said, hello there, father o' mine. What are you doing? Aren't you supposed to be in class right now?
Ooh, busted. Jordan, you are busted, and
That's all right. He's probably in class at OTC right now. Right? You better be. He's learning how to do auto collision repair or something like
and
that.
while he's just waiting for the next car to inspect, he thought
Well-
he thought he'd text you.
I'm
and say,
kind of jealous. Actually, I wish we had that available, and I think that came available right as I'm getting ready to graduate. That was one of those. I should have taken Votech, folks, young ones, old ones. Make sure that if it's available, that you go to Votech because, one thing I've noticed, the movies in Hollywood make, physical labor jobs make those people look stupid. Like construction workers and things like that.
"Oh, I know." The big muscle guys sitting on their
and they're just stupid and grumpy. No, that's not how it is. I mean, they are grumpy. Some of them are like really, really grumpy.
Yep.
But those guys make tons of money. Those guys standing there holding the sign that flip it back and forth.
Yep.
Slow stop. They're probably making $20, $30 an hour.
They are.
They probably have like a 5-bedroom house and are living comfortably if they spend their money correctly and save their money correctly.
Yeah, they look like they're like, oh man, they must be in a low class neighborhood if they're turning signs. No, don't let them fool you.
How is class going, Jord Dizzle? Tell your friends I said hi. Hi, everybody. I don't know what friends you have there yet, but it just started.
Hello, Jordan. How are
Jordanius. Once I graduate OTC, I'll be making like 3.1K a month.
What?
Oh yeah. You could what
Really?
auto collision repair?
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah, man. If I would have done that, see, I'm thinking about getting into motorcycle mechanics.
That's cool because you really are into. I mean, as much as you fiddled it around with your motorcycle and got it going.
Thank you, Pastor Paul, by the way.
Pastor Paul, you rock.
He made it possible. And he says it's going pretty good right now. It was boring at first, of course, because you have all that paperwork you got to do. You got to be like the syllabus. Do you still get syllabuses at your school? Do they have those? You know what a syllabus is.
Yeah.
Where they're like, okay, so this is what we're going to be going through, so you could take it to your parents. I don't think they do that anymore because they don't want the parents disagreeing with their lesson plans.
Well, here's the thing with syllabus. I'd love it when the first or the second day, well, can you take out your syllabus? The book that we were going to have, just cross that out. We're not going to use that book.
Yeah.
Or the book that you have wrapped, don't unwrap that book and because you'll have to take it back. I'm like, yeah, right.
Did they teach you how to use like a newspaper or a brown paper bag to make book covers?
Back in the day, yes.
Yeah, they made us do that because, the books, they had to be saved for the next year's class. I remember doing that. I'm like,
so when we returned our
you could
books,
buy the book covers and they were cool. I remember I was like, I didn't have all the fancy stuff. So I didn't have any fancy book covers.
I
You know,
didn't either.
It was just like cartoons or what are those things called? Comics.
Just comic strips.
He says, unfortunately, yes, there's nothing wrong with syllabuses, though.
No, they try to keep you on track unless they say, well, take out your syllabus and cross out this and that. It's like, well, then.
So we got something special happening here at Axe today.
Yes.
All right. So, unfortunately, the Itch Your Call guys have put in their 2 weeks notice. Will not be After 2 weeks, they will not be doing shows anymore. It's just, it's hard to fit. It's hard to find time to do this.
Right.
We're all volunteer here.
Right.
And they're probably neglecting their honeydew list or something like that. So they,
and
they
John
got it.
Penny, he's
They're
got a lot
funny
going
guys.
on.
I love those guys. Those guys are awesome. So we got a new show coming up, and it's about football. They got the next two. The first one is about the AFC or the NFC East. I don't know which one they're talking about. I can't remember.
NFC and AFC.
Yes. So I think today's will be NFC, and then next week's will be AFC.
Who's hosting that?
Oh, Jordan says they can make an A into an F in about 1 second. When my break is over, I'll talk to you later. I love you too, son. He says, I love you, Dad.
I love you, Jordan.
He says, I love you, Dad, like I used to tell my dad. And he didn't even know how I used to say it. He just go, love you, Dad. And that's how I was looking back. I was like, that's how I used to say that to Dad. So we miss having you at the house. So, man, we had him at the house for 3 weeks. It was fun.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Speaking of expect the unexpected. Anyways, sorry. We've got, we got It's Your Call, followed by Changing Times with Lynn Morris. Then for a one-day special, we're going to have Peggy, Lee, and Jeff with the G are coming to do a show from 11 to 12 today.
Yay, my buddy.
And they've got a guest already.
My sister and my brother from another mother, my sister from another mister.
It's a brother from another mother, sister from another mister.
Anyway, no, Peggy, if you're watching, I don't think they are, but I just want to let you know that thank you. Rachel and I just think the world of you guys, and we love you, and thanks a lot for getting together with Rachel and I, and we'll see you soon.
I'd say that, man, time flies. It's already,
whoa.
Yeah.
That's because
and
we started late.
we were only 4 minutes late.
Yeah.
We were 4 minutes late getting started.
Thank you for saving the day. No.
Well, see, because I know you're great whenever you have someone sitting in front of you talking to them. And then I know that if you're by yourself, there's a lot of so anyway. And there's nothing wrong with that. That happens to the best of us. I've had to be on here without Jay before, and I don't like it. Like by myself. I mean, I talk to myself all the time.
Well, that's why I try to be here when Jay wasn't, but when I couldn't be. And, I have to say, pray for me too, because, by the way, I did go see my hip surgeon, and I'm hip.
Hip to be square?
Yeah, I've got 2 more physical therapy sessions, and I'm going to be good to go there. And September 22nd is the hopefully the last time I see my surgeon.
That surgeon.
That surgeon.
Ah, man, that guy's nuts.
Yeah, he's on the ball.
He's on the ball. At least one.
Well,
did you now you know what you got to tell him when you go, don't get testy with me.
That's right.
Don't get testy with me.
Oh man.
I'm sure the pain hurts. It makes you bawl sometimes. Oh man.
Oh.
So it's about time for us to get out of here, Steve.
Yeah, it sure is. But
I'm gonna get back over there so I can shut her down.
Okay, but thank you, ladies and
Love you
gentlemen,
guys.
For joining me, Steve Reverend Mickey McAllister. No, thank you, and Pastor Paul, if you're still watching, I know you're busy, but see you tonight. And Becky, God bless you, and talk to you soon. And the rest of you, God bless you, and hope to see you next week. We got live people coming into the studio next week, music guests.
Nice.
Playing the guitar and singing some songs, and we're going to have a good time. So until then, God bless you. Take care. And I love you, but more important, Jesus Christ loves you.